WrestleMania Night 1 live stream watch along. There's a few things I want to talk about to start with, but the first thing I will mention is the potential for WrestleMania Night 1 to be called off because of the weather. I will keep you updated in this stream, and if it obviously doesn't end up going ahead, then I'll just end the stream and we'll reconvene tomorrow, hopefully, if they do it all in one show, which is most likely what will happen if they can't do it tonight. Only issue with that is that they wanted 20,000 fans for each night. They said that would be the recommended safest number for them to be able to do social distancing and everything like that. So if you're having 20,000 on each night, unless the same 20,000... Hi, Sarah. Unless the same 20,000 has bought tickets for the first and second night, 20,000 people are going to miss out on one of the night of WrestleMania, so you can't really do that. I don't know what's going to happen, but I'll keep you updated as far as I'll keep you updated as to what's going on. Hopefully it will go ahead as planned. At the moment, apparently it's on hold. Apparently, there's a billboard outside the stadium that says everybody's got to take shelter. But as far as it actually being on hold, I've only actually read that in one place. Hi, John. So I have no idea. But anyway, let's get our friends on. Because as I said, we're doing a watch party this weekend for WrestleMania. I mean, we did do it for Stand and Deliver as well, I suppose. But let's get it going. Let's see if they pick up. Hello.
Hello.
Right.
Is John there?
He's not joining yet.
Okay, it's just me and you.
Anyway, so yeah, I was just saying before I called you about the am I going to be streaming WrestleMania? No, I'm not going to be streaming WrestleMania. I'd get copyrighted for that. Ali, should I say. But yeah, I was just saying about before you joined the stream, Brahma. I was just saying about the potential for Night 1 to be called off, and that I would keep people updated as to what's going on. Fingers crossed.
Yeah, I think that's unlikely to. So I think what's probably going to happen is, the worst case scenario is that they would do day 1 tomorrow and just call off tonight. In light of what you said about how they've got 2 batches of 20,000 fans, I think in order to keep both sides happy, what they would most likely end up doing is do day 1 tomorrow and then do day 2 on Monday.
Yeah, what about Raw? They're never going to have Raw on a different day.
Raw.
Then they would. I don't think they would ever.
They may well have to.
I don't know. I see that being a very kind of. I see that scenario being like their kind of last option, kind of thing. I don't think it's likely they're going to postpone Raw. As far as I'm aware, they never really have. Even when like people died, they still did an episode of Raw. So I don't see them doing that. I see that as a very last option. What I personally think will happen.
I mean, in scenarios where. No, go on, carry on.
What I was going to say is what I personally think is going to happen is that it's going to start a couple of hours later. I'm hoping that the weather doesn't stay in for long. I have a feeling, looking at the pictures and how like black the sky is, I have a feeling it's in for the evening. But fingers crossed it's not, and it will just start a little bit later. I mean, the kickoff show's just started now. I mean, they've not. It's still on. So I'm going to put it on to see if we can get some updates as to what's going on. And then...
Yeah, let's have a listen into the kickoff show.
Yeah, and there's a few other things I want to talk about when we listen to the start of this. So, just a leukemia advert on at the moment. Let's see. Right, here we go. Oh, this is a new intro. New music.
New theme for the intro.
I mean, it's still the same kind of intro with the same pictures, but different music. And an Undertaker gong.
Yeah.
I like that.
So let's have a listen as to what they're going to say.
Yeah, let's see what they're going to say, and we'll keep you updated. Well, we'll be able to see the weather now, see what it's like. Because I imagine the kickoff panel is at the stadium. Oh! Okay, that's a white sky. That's not even grey or black. It looks dry. It looks like we're okay. It actually looks like the sun's trying to come out. What the fuck? Thanks for the follow, Jenna Dobson.
I said, give me a hell yeah!
Yeah, so the universe are in their chairs. It looks like we're going ahead, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, from what I just saw on pictures from some of the sources that I was looking at, there was a big billboard with a message on it, and also the sky looked really grey and it looked like it were raining. But apparently, it looks fine. Very strange. But I'm happy.
Looks like we're going to have WrestleMania on time after all.
Yeah, I'm happy about that. I was really gutted if it was going to be postponed. But anyway, seeing as we pretty much know that it's going to be going ahead as usual now, there is I'm just going to take that out of my ear now because I can't stand JBL. But a few things I want to talk about, and I hate really talking about sad things on my stream, but I feel like I need to, in light of what's happened in the last 24 hours. What I'll say first is about DMX, the rapper. I don't really know who he is. I know he's obviously a rapper. I've heard of him, but never really listened to any of his music. So I will mention him because it's respectful to do so. But I'm not going to dwell on it too much because obviously I've heard of him, but never really enjoyed his music. So
DMX, he was pretty well known, pretty big. Worked with the likes of Eminem, Jay-Z.
Yeah.
Limp Bizkit back in the day as well. He did a version of Rollin' with Limp Bizkit as well. Well known. Very sad news about that. He had been ill for about a week or so, but very sad news.
Yeah. So there was him, and obviously I'll go on to talk about, of course, or everybody must have heard this by now. It doesn't matter what country you're in, you must have heard about it. Prince Philip, of course, dies at the age of 99. It's the reason I didn't do my stream yesterday. I'm not going to say that it absolutely devastated me or broke my heart or anything like that, because I'm not a royalist. I mean, I've got nothing against the royals, but I'm not a massive fan of them. I'm not somebody that's like, oh my god, I can't wait to watch the royal wedding. Oh my god, I can't wait to watch this. No, I'm not like that. I'm not got anything against the royals, and I may well watch like a royal wedding or something like that, but I wouldn't say I'm heavily invested in it if I was to watch it. But it's not shocking. Of course, he'd been ill for a little while. He was 99. But of course, whether we like it or not, he's always been a part of our lives. Well, most people's lives. I know. He's just always been around, so it is still very sad. Of course. Oh, Carmella and Billie Kay have been added to this tag team turmoil match. I'm glad about that, actually. But yeah, very sad. I don't know if you want to add anything to that drama.
Yeah, if I could add my words about the Duke of Edinburgh, I mean, again, like you, Tom, I'm not a royalist, but I think we have to acknowledge, not just the fact that he lived a very long and extraordinary life, his service that he's given to the country, both in the serving in the Royal Navy during the Second World War, as well as the more than 7 worth of service he's given to the country by the Queen's side. He's the longest serving royal consort in history. And he was just, literally weeks away from his 100th birthday. As you pointed out, he had been ill for some time in hospital. He'd just been released. But, he was 99, so he lived an extraordinarily long life. And, whatever we might think of the institution of the monarchy, in recent weeks, obviously, that has come very much to the fore again because of the recent interview that Prince Harry and Meghan Markle both gave. But whatever we think, this is a time to kind of reflect on what is essentially it's the end of an era, in a way, of British history.
Definitely.
The Queen and the Duke of Edinburgh, for anyone who's, below the age of 75, they have been, the heads of the royal family, as it were. With the British royal family, they are the two, heads of the family. And, of course, I'm sure I echo the thoughts of many that our thoughts are with, Her Majesty the Queen, the royal family, and everyone across the Commonwealth and around the world, mourning the loss of the Duke of Edinburgh. Like as I said, it is in history, as it were, because, we'll probably never again have anyone live
This is a wrestling stream.
to serve that many years, to serve that many years as, the consort of a fellow royal, or, and also, the length, the number of years Her Majesty the Queen and the Duke of Edinburgh were married, 73 years. That is incredible. When you consider how much the world has changed in that time, leaders have come and gone, countries have come and gone. So many events changed in this country as well in that time. So, that's my thoughts and reflections on the Duke of Edinburgh. And of course, many of you growing up will have maybe at some point taken part in the Duke of Edinburgh's award scheme. Certainly here in the UK and in Ireland and a lot of Commonwealth countries, it's a big part, but it's also very popular around the world. So if any of you have taken part in that, it'd be great to hear from you in the chat. Let us know. Indeed, maybe you did wrestling as part of that, as part of your sports badge. So, let us know that as well.
Of course, such a, it was very sad about Prince Philip. But the death that's happened in the last 24 hours that has got to me the most, it's actually only came out a couple of hours ago. I think it's about 4 or 5 hours ago now. So most people in the UK will have seen it. I'm assuming a lot of people out of the UK will not have heard of her. But Nikki Graham, age 38, a Big Brother icon, British icon in my opinion, has passed away at the age of 38 after battling anorexia for, as far as I'm aware, the last year, if not longer. I mean, I don't know why this one got to me so much. I think it's because it's so heartbreaking because she was so young. And I believe she tried her best to come back from it, but she just couldn't do it. And it's just, I don't know, she seemed like all the celebrities that had met her and everything like that said what a lovely person she was, and you could tell whenever you saw her on something or you saw her in Big Brother, she just seemed like, I know obviously in Big Brother she's known for her tantrums, but she did seem like a generally nice girl, and everybody that met her celebrity-wise has said what a nice person she was, and it's just so sad that that somebody so young has been taken to such a horrible disease. As far as I'm aware, as I say, she was trying to fight it, but in the end it just took her. I don't even know what else to say about it. Thank you for the like. I don't even know what else to say about it. Just very sad. I mean, I don't want to dwell on the sadness of it too much, but I felt it was only right to mention the deaths that have happened in the last 24 hours. I don't know if you want to add anything on to, Nikki Graham's death, Brahma.
Sure. I mean, I wasn't watching Big Brother at the time when she was on the show. I know of her.
Hi, Claire.
Coincidentally, she's actually from the part of London where I live in at the moment, not far down the road, and I believe she had been admitted to hospital quite recently as well, undergoing treatment. And as you said, it's very sad that, and this is a battle with people, people forget that this is a battle she had faced for most of her young life, to be fair. So, I mean, I was just reading about her before I came on the stream. At the lowest point of her anorexia, she weighed only about 2 stone.
Wow.
So, and you rightly described it as it should be. It's a disease. It's not just a disease of the body, but it's also a mental health issue. And I think as a society, I mean, we're better with this sort of thing now than say we were even 5 or 10 years ago. But still there is a stigma attached to eating disorders as if it's some kind of joke, or it's just a case of people starving themselves. But it's not. Anorexia can affect guys as well, and it's debilitating. It's something that can consume people's lives. As I said, mentally and physically, and it's just very sad that someone so young has been taken by this. And I would say to anyone listening to this, watching the stream, there is always support available out there for if you are going through something like this, or you have concerns, for say friends or family. There are what's out there. Whether it's talking to your GP, or as we call them here in the UK, GPs, general physicians. I suppose if you're in the States, you'd call them a family physician or a family doctor. They can often be a good start to kind of signpost you to the help and support that you need. There's various helplines here in the UK, like for example, there's one called the Samaritans. For any of you who are young, like say 16 to 18, there's Childline as well. There's also a very good helpline called CALM. CALM, so it stands for Campaign Against Living Miserably. So, and they're very good as well for support and advice, and also NHS 111 if you need to speak to someone for advice and help and support. So, I would say to all of you, if you are feeling that way, there is support there available for you, and do reach out. That there's no shame in admitting that there might be an issue that you need help with, and help is there.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I don't know why it got to me so much. It really did. I mean, I have the Mirror app on my phone, and I have notifications on, so I get notified of any like major headline. And so that means like any celebrity that dies or anything like that pops up on my phone. And so most of the time, if it pops up on my phone, I'm like, oh, right, okay. But literally, when I saw it come up with her death, I was like, oh, no. Like, literally, that was my reaction, and I never react like that usually. I don't know. I mean, I knew she'd been battling this disease, but I just thought maybe she'd be able to come back from it. I mean, I saw some recent pictures of her, very hard to look at, if I'm being honest. I mean, before she was like before these pictures, like maybe a year, 2 years, or like her Big Brother days, she was quite an attractive girl. And for this to happen, it's just so sad. But I don't want to dwell on it too much. I thought it was important that we mention these deaths that have happened. I thought it was important that we mention these deaths, and we move on.
Give me a hell yeah!
Michael Gabriel, thank you for following. We move on. And we need to, I want to talk about the predictions now for night one. I think it's important we get back onto wrestling talk now. I think we've depressed people enough. So yeah, I think it's important we get onto some wrestling talk now. Let me just get the match card up for night one. I mean, I'm pretty certain about what matches are happening tonight, but I don't want to miss anything. I know what's kicking off the show. I know what's ending the show. Night one card. Hi, Lisa. Final card. Right, here we go. Okay, so of course we have the opening, which is the WWE title match. Drew McIntyre versus Bobby Lashley with MVP. Shelton and Cedric are banned from ringside. Well, I mean they're not gonna get involved on Bobby's behalf, but they might on Drew's behalf. So it's still a good idea to ban them from ringside. Who do I think's winning this match? I think the fact that it's kicking off the show, and the fact that I think WWE will want a face to win to kick off the show, the first show in over a year with fans. I think Drew will win. As much as I want Bobby to win and continue his reign, not because I'm a massive Bobby fan, but I just think that Drew's held the championship enough over the last year. I think he needs to give somebody else a decent run, but I do have a feeling that Drew's going to win. How long he'll keep it for after that, I don't know, but I do think Drew will win. What's your prediction for that match, Brahma? Brahma?
So, the opening match, I think, obviously I would, as a Brit, I'm biased, I love Drew to be champion forever. I'd love him to win the title. I would also like Bobby, given how long he has been waiting for a title run, to hold on to that belt, given it's just so soon that he won it. But I have to agree with you. I think given that this is the first time the crowds have come back, and that Drew never really got his WrestleMania moment last year, and on top of that, I think they want to start off the show with a bit of a first live crowd they'll be performing in front of after a very, very, very long time.
Yeah.
They want everyone to start with a bit of a feel-good moment. So I think it's not going to be a very long match, but I think Drew's going to get the win. But no doubt, I think this feud between Drew and Bobby will go on for some time. Bobby may well get his hands on the title again, but I think tonight, Drew McIntyre, the king of the Claymore, is walking out of WrestleMania the champ.
Okay, so that's that prediction. So me and Brahma are predicting the same thing, Drew McIntyre to win. The next match we have, I'm not saying these in order, this is not the order the matches are going to be happening. It might be, but it might not be, I don't know, this is just in random order, as far as I'm aware. But the next match on the list is the Raw Tag Team Titles match with Omos and AJ Styles versus A New Day, Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods. Now, my prediction for this, I don't see how there's any way the New Day are going to retain, because one, I don't see how they're going to be able to lay out Omos long enough for them to be able to take advantage of AJ Styles. Two, even if they do take out Omos long enough, I don't see AJ Styles taking a pinfall at WrestleMania to either Kofi or Xavier, even though Kofi has pinned AJ in the past. And three, I just think Omos is going to be dominating in that match. I don't see him even being... I don't think he's even going to be taken down. So my prediction for that match is AJ Styles and Omos, new Raw Tag Team titles. What do you say, Brahma?
Yeah, I think I'm going to have to go with that as well. I just think it's... I don't see Styles and Omos taking a loss at this stage, especially the way they've been building Omos. Eventually, at some point, he is going to turn on AJ Styles,
yes.
But tonight isn't the night. They're going to go through a bit of a dominant period for a short time. And then eventually, I think what will happen further down the line, Omos will suddenly realise, hey, I'm about 2 foot taller than you. I'm the guy that's running the show here. Why do I need to take orders from you? and you're going to see Omos and AJ Styles part ways. Frankly, it's a ridiculous way to do that, especially to a legend like AJ Styles. But, let's be honest, it's on the cards. It's going to happen eventually. But I agree. I think, the New Day have had a great run with those titles. They're the lovable sort of faces. But I think Omos, and I'm saying just Omos because, let's be honest, he is going to be doing most of the groundwork. It's going to be Omos winning the belts for both himself and AJ Styles.
Yeah, I completely agree. So the next match on the list, Shane McMahon versus Braun Strowman, steel cage match. Now, I have a couple of theories for this match, and I will say said theories before I say my prediction. But you'll figure out my prediction while I'm saying my set theories. But I think, obviously, on paper, you would say Braun's going to dominate Shane. But Shane is very clever. Shane is not dumb. He is known about this match for 2 weeks now, or a week. He is going to, whether it had been 2 weeks or a week, he is going to have been spending the time since he knew about this match, figuring out a way where he might be able to get the win, figuring out some sort of way for him to get an advantage over Braun. There's no doubt about that. Shane is not dumb. However, I think that Shane will get dominated for most of the match. And one of two things I think will happen. I think that definitely Shane is going to be jumping off the top of the cage. There's a reason why it's been a cage match, and I think it's for Shane to be able to jump off the top of it back into the cage, not outside. I think he'll jump off the top of the cage. I think he will land on top of Braun. Take Braun down that way. Perhaps then he might be able to then climb again and get himself out. I don't know. That's one of my theories as to what I think will happen. My other theory is that Braun, his finishing move is the running power slam. I think Braun will do the running power slam through the side of the cage. The cage will collapse. Shane's feet will touch the floor first, and Shane will win that way. I think Shane. So my prediction is Shane in this match, which might shock a lot of people, but my prediction is Shane, for the simple reason that and it just showing it there on this package for the Miz, the match that he had with Shane at WrestleMania. Shane got dominated a lot in that match, and then ended up coming out with the win through really stupid means. Basically, you will have seen it, most of you, if you're watching this. Superplex off a high ledge, and Shane just happened to land on top of the Miz and got the pin that way. I think Shane will once again get the win in a, I wouldn't say underhanded way, because it wouldn't really be his fault if he got put through the cage and his feet hit the ground first, but a controversial way, let's put it that way. I think he'll win again in a controversial way. My prediction, and this is a very long-winded prediction, but my prediction is Shane. What do you say, Brahma?
I really can't see a result other than a Braun Strowman victory. I think, Shane, as he normally does in these kind of matches, he'll put up a good fight. He'll probably do something a bit audacious, maybe jump off the set or something. No, it's a cage match, so it's very unlikely he's going to be jumping off the set or the ship unless.
Well, apparently that's what Kevin Owens is scheduled to do.
Knows?
To jump off the ship, apparently, but I don't know. We'll have to see about that. That's tomorrow night, anyway.
Sure, but I can't see Shane McMahon getting the win unless there's some kind of massive interference on his behalf. But so I'm going for a Braun Strowman victory.
So you're going for Braun. So the first one we've disagreed on. So we will see. So next match on the list, the number one contenders tag team turmoil match. Carmella and Billie Kay, who've just been added, versus Lana and Naomi, versus Tamina Snuka and Natalia, versus Liv Morgan and Ruby Riott, versus Mandy Rose and Dana Brooke. Now, I'm... Okay, Lisa. See, I'm torn between what I want to happen and what I think will happen. What I think will happen is I think Carmella and Billie Kay are going to win. I mean, I know that's a bit of an outside prediction because they've only just been added to the match. Neither of them are especially amazing in the ring. They're basically glorified jobbers in a way. So you might think, well, two jobbers together, they're not going to do much. But I think they will win. Who I want to win is the Riot Squad. I think it's long overdue that they become the tag team champions. They're a fantastic tag team. I rate both of them in the ring. And I think it's long overdue. So yeah, I mean, my prediction is Carmella and Billie Kay, but I want the Riot Squad to win. What's your prediction in this one, Brahma?
So, I think this is all building towards Billie Kay and Carmella winning the turmoil match, getting their shots at Nia and Shayna, and then ultimately, I mean, we're jumping ahead of ourselves here, but ultimately getting winning the tag team titles, I think. Because the storyline with Billie Kay's been building up for some time now.
So your prediction is also Carmella and Billie Kay?
I think so. I mean, I'd very much like to see Tamina and Natalia get something out of it.
Give me a hell yeah!
Let's go follow Tracy.
I said give me a hell yeah!
I mean...
And I think Carmella and Billie Kay work quite well. They're both funny. Billie Kay was a funny character as well with Peyton Royce, so I kind of miss that. I miss that humour.
Yeah.
And I think they can both kind of bounce off each other and do something quite interesting.
Yeah. I mean, for me, I'd be happy with any team winning pretty much, as long as Tamina and Natalia don't. I want Riot Squad to win, but if they didn't, I'd be happy with anybody else but Natalia and Tamina, because I just think them two are so boring. Like, so boring. I mean, some people might say, yeah, but Tamina deserves a push. She's never had a push. There's a reason for that. There's a reason she's never had a push. Ethan, welcome. It's WrestleMania, baby, he says. Yes, it is, it is. I mean, we had a bit of a scare that it might be put on hold because of the weather, but the weather looks like it's holding out for now. In fact, it looks pretty bright, so fingers crossed it stays that way. But welcome, Ethan. So yeah, I mean, my prediction, as I say, for that is Carmella and Billie Kay. But moving on, the match I'm least looking forward to out of all the matches of the night, The Miz and John Morrison versus Bad Bunny and Damian Priest. I mean, I'm trying to think what my prediction would be, but I care so little about this match that I don't even want to make a prediction, but I will make a prediction. My prediction is that Bad Bunny's not really going to get involved too much in this match, and that Damian Priest is just going to absolutely annihilate The Miz and John Morrison. I think maybe, I'm hoping, I'm not saying this is going to happen, but I'm hoping that with Damian Priest dominating The Miz and John Morrison, that it ends the tag team of The Miz and John Morrison can go off in his own way, because John Morrison is so much better than The Miz in the ring and deserves so much more time in the ring, but mainly since he's come back after returning after so many years, he's been used as The Miz's lackey pretty much. So I would like to see them split up. They've been together for 2 years now since John Morrison came back. It's time to get them apart. So I'm hoping... it's been a nice sunny day today. I mean, yeah, it's not been bad here. But yeah, I think Damian Priest is going to dominate that match. I think there's a reason why Damian Priest has been added to that match and it's been made a tag team match, because I don't think that Vince trusts Bad Bunny to put on a good match, because I don't think Bad Bunny has been able to impress him enough. I think the original plan obviously was to have a singles match, because Vince was hoping that Bad Bunny would be good enough in the ring by WrestleMania, but he's obviously not, so it's been made into a tag team match that it's not so much pressure on Bad Bunny, and so Bad Bunny can be on the on the sidelines, and Damien Priest can get his moment in the sun at WrestleMania by dominating The Miz and John Morrison. So another long-winded prediction, but my prediction for that is Bad Bunny and Damien Priest to win. What do you
Bad
say,
Bunny
Brahma?
wasn't going to sign up to appear at WrestleMania without coming out of it with a win in one shape or form. So, as you said, this is it's gonna be a bit of a sort of double. Bad Bunny look good on at WrestleMania. Use Damien Priest profile, and that's exactly what's going to happen.
Yes. So, right. So let's just see what you've put. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to night one of our special stream for WrestleMania 37, taking place at Raymond James Stadium in Tampa Bay, Florida, USA, with a packed card and the W Universe joining us live in the flesh for the first time in more than a year. We hope it will live up to expectations. A couple of polite notice and house rules. Firstly, we cannot stream any part of the show, but be it visual or audio or otherwise, so please do not ask us to do so. Likewise, please do not share any links to sites. Secondly, please do not spam or troll the thread, and do not advertise anything, be it links to your own personal sites or pages or for merchandise, etc. Thirdly, whilst this is by no means a PG chat, we are okay with a bit of casual swearing, but please don't go overboard with it, and certainly do not swear at the watchers, the host, or the mods, and please refrain from using vulgar language. Anyone abusing or trying to intimidate the host, mods, or other users, or being disruptive will be banned from the stream and page with immediate effect. Anyone ignoring our polite notes will repeatedly be muted and or banned from the stream. Please also do try and keep the chat on topic. We do stray off topic every now and then, but this is primarily a wrestling stream, and with that, I focus on WrestleMania 37. So let's enjoy that. Sit back and enjoy the show. Yeah, that's good. So moving on to the next match, of course, Cesaro versus Seth Rollins, in my opinion, will be the match of the night. Very simple. It's not going to be a long-winded prediction, but my prediction is Cesaro to win. I don't see it going any other way. So yeah, that's my prediction. What do you say?
I have to agree with that. I think a Cesaro win. I think a Cesaro win is on the cards. I do hear rumours that after WrestleMania, Seth Rollins is going to be bumped back up to the main event picture, so it'd be very interesting to see that. But I think Cesaro is getting his win tonight.
Yeah, I can't see it being any other way. And then of course we have our main event, Bianca Belair versus Sasha Banks, SmackDown Women's Championship. Now, I've been thinking about this match.
Oh, sorry, no, I'll let you go first.
I've been thinking about this match a lot, and I've been thinking about who I think is going to win it, and I've struggled with this one. All the matches, as you've heard with my predictions, all the matches I've pretty much easily been able to predict. Whether they actually go the way I've said is another matter, but I have easily been able to come up with a prediction for. So, but for this match, it's been difficult. I've been umming and ahhing. I've been changing my mind back and forth. But I finally settled on who I think will win the match, and I personally think I'm predicting Sasha Banks. I think Sasha Banks is going to retain. A lot of people might say, no, that's bullshit. You know, it's not going to happen. Bianca, of course, is going to get her big win at WrestleMania with the crowd being back in the stadium. But perhaps that's what WWE want you to think. Perhaps WWE want you to think it's going to be that predictable and then do the swerve and have Sasha win. Because regardless as to what happens, Sasha is going to be cheered. There's no way she's not. I mean, this is the first time the crowd are back for well over a year. They're going to cheer most people that come out, apart from the people that people really despise, like Apollo, for instance, or Bobby. I think them two will be the only two that will be massively booed. I think the rest will be cheered, regardless as to whether they're faces or heels. So I don't think, even if Sasha wins, that you're going to end WrestleMania with you know, booing. I think there still will be massive cheers, regardless as to who wins. However, technically, Sasha is the heel, so you might say, well, you know, WWE not going to want to close the show with a heel winning. I'm still going to say Sasha's going to retain. It's been such a difficult one to predict because it could go either way, and that's what I like about it. Because a lot of matches these days in WWE you can easily predict. You can say, oh yeah, this person's definitely going to win. And they usually always do. So, yeah, that's my prediction. What do you say?
Well, for me, I'm not looking any further than a Bianca Belair win. I think the way that the match has been built up, I think the way Bianca's been built up. Now, I can assure you that WrestleMania is completely live tonight. Absolutely. And just to reiterate, we can't broadcast any portion of this event on the stream for copyright reasons. So this is just basically us watching it on our own streams, our own devices, and you know, you're encouraged to do that yourselves and join us in the chat, as it were. But you know, we're not going to broadcast the stream under any circumstances.
No, I mean,
you know, we don't want the channel.
What time is it going to start? I'm not going to... We've just been through it, Miguel. I'm not going to show it. So if that's what you're expecting, you might as well leave right now. I mean, it baffles... I'm just going to go off on a bit of a tangent now because I might as well do it now and get it out of the way and then we can enjoy WrestleMania, because it baffles me that to this day, people don't get copyright. It baffles me that people don't get it. How can you not get that if I broadcast any part of the show, whether it be audio, whether it be visual, my channel, well, my stream will be taken down on Facebook and on YouTube, because it's happened before. And
you'll effectively never be allowed to stream again.
Well, you know, it's happened before, and luckily I am able to stream again. But if I keep doing it, if I'm a repeat... Bye, gonna join on Facebook. Okay, Ethan, see you over on Facebook. If I keep repeating the offence and keep showing copyrighted stuff, then without a doubt YouTube are gonna ban my page, and so will Facebook. I'm not going to... Okay, Miguel. Thank you for that. But it baffles me that people still don't get it. Like, I still get, like, nearly every single pay-per-view, not so much on Raw and SmackDown and stuff like that, or any of my other streams, but on the big ones, like the pay-per-views, nearly every single pay-per-view, whether it be AEW pay-per-view or WWE pay-per-view, I still get loads of people in the chat saying, Are you going to show the show? Are you going to show the show? Are you going to show the show? I mean, we either have a world full of uneducated retards, sorry for using that word, but I'm that annoyed, or people just like to piss people off and troll people. I just don't understand it. It baffles me that people... I mean, it's not just my stream it happens on either. I mean, I watch other people that do this. Like, when I'm not live, and there's a live show on, whether it be Raw or SmackDown, if I'm not doing Raw or SmackDown, I tune into these people. And they get it. I mean, they've got 200,000, 300,000 subscribers on YouTube, and they get it. Like, it baffles me that people just don't understand it. And as far as, like, you know, why people watch this kind of stuff if I'm not going to show the stream. I mean, I'm not the only person that does it. There is so many people out there that does this. And it, you know, I'm quite surprised at how quick my followers are going up on Facebook. I mean, there might not be many people that do it on Facebook, but the thing is, so many people do it that I'm surprised. Personal message for a link. Yeah, you can say that, Ethan. I'll allow that. But I don't know. I kind of want to finish on this tangent now because games people play and show on their streams is illegal. Then no, it's not, because it's. I don't know how to describe it. I mean, Brown might be able to explain it better than me. But as far as gaming goes, it's not copyright because I don't know how to explain it.
So when you own a game, or when you own a game that you're playing, that you're interacting with, that is effectively your property. You're free to do what you want with that. That isn't subject to any sort of copyright. People are not losing, but the games makers are not losing money by watching somebody play a video game. But by you streaming, for example, or streaming a live show that's on pay-per-view, the company is effectively losing money. You are effectively undercutting that business, and therefore you are liable for copyright.
Exactly.
Worst case scenario is, YouTube or Facebook shut your stream down. It's a very, very extreme series, but you could, if you were repeatedly doing something like that, and then companies identified you as a serial offender, there can be legal issues. That has happened to people before in the past, and I think it's good that you're explaining this to people, Tom, because it's a very obvious point. Now, we're not in the business of suggesting to people. Go on, Tom, please.
What I was going to say is thank you for the light, Ethan. The reason why I'm mentioning it is because I can see already there's been a few people that have come in and asked about this, and I know I'm going to get more. I know this isn't going to stop people all of a sudden from coming into my stream and asking me to show it, because I've gone off on a tangent like this before, and it still hasn't stopped people. It's never going to stop people. It's I suppose it comes with the territory when you do these sort of streams. But why I wanted to say it and why I wanted to say it now is because I just wanted to get it out of the way, because I could feel myself inside getting angry looking at some of these messages, seeing what people are putting. I could see myself getting angry inside, and I thought, you know what, I'm better off getting it out now rather than letting it build up and then getting it out right in the middle of WrestleMania and spoiling the WrestleMania stream. I don't want to do that because I don't want this stream to be spoiled. Because WrestleMania is the biggest show in wrestling. You don't get a bigger show than that. And for people who are big wrestling fans like myself, like Brahma, we love watching these kind of things. We know not everybody is a fan of wrestling. That's understandable. But if you're not a fan of wrestling, if you don't want to be a part of this stream, just don't join the stream. It's as simple as that. Like, just join my gaming streams when I do gaming. If that's what you want to watch, if you want to watch me do gaming, I'm going to start after WrestleMania doing a weekly gaming stream. If I can, obviously, depending on work, that's what my plan is to do. So if that's all you're interested in, just gaming, then just watch that stream and don't tune into the rest of the week. It's fine. Like, I'm not asking you to be a wrestling fan, but please don't spoil it for other people that are a fan and that want to watch pay-per-views and stuff like that. Like, especially WrestleMania, which is the biggest night in wrestling, or nights, because it's on 2 different nights. I don't want it spoiled. Like, I don't want it spoiled. Like, it's been an okay week stream wise. We've had a decent week. I enjoyed my stand and deliver streams. I really enjoyed stand and deliver. I really enjoyed the streams. And they were okay. Like, there wasn't a lot of disruption there. You know, there wasn't a lot. In fact, there wasn't anybody asking me to show it. But I knew I'd get it for WrestleMania. It's the biggest night in wrestling. Of course, people are gonna, and that's not even like what's getting me most angry. It's just the disruption that's going on. It's just ridiculous. If you don't want to watch, you don't have to watch. It's as simple as that. You want people just to watch you. Well, at the end of the day, I'm not the only one that does it. There's so many people out there that do it, and it's a popular. Deborah, thanks for calling it. It's a popular way of streaming. Like, you might not understand it. Some people might not understand why it's popular. That's fair enough. If you don't understand it, you don't understand it. What I would say to you is, if you don't understand it, just don't comment on it. Just keep it to yourself. Because, you know, you just don't understand it. But this is a very popular way of this is a very popular way of doing streams. Because so many people do it. Like, and they've got 200, 300,000 subscribers on YouTube, so they're doing something right. People clearly like to watch this kind of content. I'm not saying I'm ever going to get to that point, because I don't think I will. Because, you know, so many people do it out there already that it's very difficult to actually become popular in this anymore. Same with gaming. Like, so many people do it. You know, there's so many channels out there that do gaming. It's so difficult to actually become popular. Unless you've got something special, unless you're, like, amazing on camera, it's very, very difficult to become popular in gaming anymore, because so many people do it. But this is a very popular way of streaming. Like, people like to watch streamers and watch WrestleMania at the same time, or watch a show at the same time and see their reaction to it. It's just, you know, if you don't understand it, you don't understand it. Just don't comment on it at the end of the day.
Well, it's not a reaction to it. It's like, you know, it's someone else. You know, it's like you're watching the show with somebody. Okay, albeit you're not watching the show on the stream, but, you know, we're watching it together. We're reflecting on it together. It's like we're in the same room. Not, you know, 100% like we're in the same room, but, you know, we might as well be.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. I mean, it's not just about what's on the screen, about what we're watching. I mean, you know, you make friends, like, sometimes when you do this kind of stuff, and then you can talk about, you know, this thing you're passionate about. I mean, there's nothing wrong with being passionate about wrestling. Some people might think it's a kiddie thing to watch. That's up to you if you think that. I disagree. I don't think it is. I
just wanted to respond to a question, Ethan, you raised earlier about why the British Bulldog took so long to be in the Hall of Fame. Well, for a number of years, they did want to put him in the Hall of Fame, but his wife, Diana Hart, was against having him in the Hall of Fame for a number of reasons, mainly her own sort of issues with the WWE and how she felt that they perhaps didn't do enough to, you know, to keep her husband, or well, at that time her ex-husband and then late husband, healthy, and you know she, to a degree, held the WWE responsible for the issues that affected him. A couple of years ago, she basically authorised his son and daughter, her son and daughter as well, Harry Smith and Georgia Smith, to have legal rights over the British Bulldog name and trademarks. And they basically decided about a year or two ago that they were now finally okay as a family to allow, you know, their father to be inducted into the Hall of Fame. So that's basically why it took so long.
So I'll kind of end this tangent that I've gone on, but what I will say is one last warning for anybody that wants to come here and disrupt this stream. I don't care who you are. I don't care if we're friends. I don't care if, you know, basically, I don't care who you are. You could be my family. If you come in and disrupt my stream, especially over this weekend, you're gone. I don't care who you are. So anybody that's disrupting the stream at the moment, anybody that feels like they're going to keep doing it, don't, because you'll get banned. Easy as that. Easy as that. Anyway, Will Ray.
And if you ain't down with that, we got 2 words for you.
Exactly. So I'm just gonna call you.
One.
So.
Never mind.
We all know what you meant. We all know what you meant.
Point to that, Tom. Tom, can I just add a quick point?
Yeah, go on.
Yeah, no, I just wanted to say, look, Tom's been doing a great job with these streams. He does it in his free time. He doesn't get paid for this. None of us get paid for this. We just do it because we enjoy watching wrestling, and we want to interact with fans from all over the world. It's been a difficult, couple of months, a year, even more. And this has been like an outlet for us all to stay in touch with each other and just interact.
Yeah.
And look, we're happy people join us. We're happy people want to talk to us and ask us all kinds of questions. But when it goes off topic, and for example, when people keep asking the same thing over and over again, and then people start to be disruptive, it's frustrating, because if you basically don't like what's on offer on the stream, or you don't like what we're doing, then with all due respect, it's your choice to leave as well.
Exactly.
Because we're not going to change that just for one person, or
No.
Because you keep asking us over and over again to broadcast the stream, we're gonna do that. We're not going to do that. So it's this is the biggest weekend in the wrestling calendar, and Wrestlemania is like the Champions League of wrestling. It's like the Super Bowl. It's like the World Series. It's like the World Cup. This is it. And we want to enjoy this. We want all of you to enjoy this. So please, when you're posting, think about what you're posting. Think about what you're going to type before you type it.
Exactly.
Imagine that your friends or your family are reading what you're typing as well. Don't make an ass of yourself. Don't make a dick of yourself. Just sit back, enjoy the show, and we'll all have a good time. And we've got less than 10 minutes to go until WrestleMania starts. So
thank you for that, Brahma. I mean, I'm not going to mention it anymore now. That's all I'm going to say. I will start reading.
From a moderator's perspective, I'm a bit of a hard line on this tonight. So anyone that's misbehaving or
I mean, let's put it this way.
anything in
Brahma's going to be keeping an eye on the Facebook.
No second chances.
Brahma's going to be keeping an eye on the Facebook chat. Anybody that disrupts it, as I said, Brahma's got full control to mute and ban anybody he wants, because I don't care who it is. You could be a friend, you can be family. If you're disruptive in any way, you're gone. So Brahma's got full reign tonight to do what he wants, basically. I know he won't abuse his power, so that's why I've given him that. And I will keep an eye on the YouTube chat, because I've not got a mod in the YouTube chat at the moment. And anybody in the YouTube chat, the same thing. I obviously have full reins anyway, because I'm the owner of the channel. What were we going to say?
We should race through our predictions very quickly before we start.
We've already gone through the predictions, haven't we? We don't need to really do it again, do we?
For day 2, or should we leave day 2?
We'll leave day 2 until tomorrow. When I go live tomorrow, we'll just discuss day 2. Let's keep the full focus on day 1. But anyway, let's read some of the chat, because there's been a few messages that have come through and I haven't read them. So Ethan says, was Stand and Deliver any good? Didn't watch it. It was too tired. I thought Stand and Deliver was good. Night 1 and night 2 I thought was really good. If anything, if you just watch one match from Stand and Deliver, watch the Kyle O'Reilly Adam Cole match. Without a doubt, the best match of the 2 nights, in my opinion. Ethan says, how long's the pre-show? Well, it's the main show's going to be starting in 5 minutes. He says, Tom, it will happen again when WrestleMania fully starts. Oh, I know. I've said that. What I've just said, the tangent I just went off on, is not going to stop people from doing... from asking it to be shown. But that wasn't even the main thing that was annoying me. That was just a bit of what was annoying me. But anyway, so we've got Rally on YouTube. He says, hi, you okay? Like the stream from the UK. Did you see that fans had to leave their seats in Tampa to get shelter? Show might have been delayed, but Stephen Mann said it's starting on time now. Well, as soon as we tuned into the pre-show, the sky wasn't clear, but it was white clouds. It wasn't great. It wasn't raining. It was dry. So we knew pretty much that it was going to be starting on time. he also says, totally true what you're saying about British Bulldog. Oh, sorry, I missed one message. Lots of people like wrestling. I don't know one person who doesn't like wrestling. I'm 40, like watching wrestling, live streams, interacting with other fans of wrestling. Exactly. It's not all about watching what's on. It's about interacting with other wrestling fans as well. Like, it's the same thing, like I'll use this as an example, right? Let's say, because it does happen, especially with COVID and everything, a lot of singers have been doing like concerts online, and loads of people join them concerts. It's the same thing. You're tuning in to talk to other people about the person that's doing the songs, what song you like by said person, and you're watching them sing. It's the same sort of thing. You know what I mean? There's nothing wrong with being passionate about wrestling. There's nothing wrong with being passionate about Coronation Street. If that's what you like, that's what you like at the end of the day. But anyway, I don't want to get off on a tangent again. Raleigh says...
Also, just if I can add a point there as well, you know, for any, you know, sort of newcomers or, you know, people who are trying to be rebellious or edgy by coming on here and telling us that wrestling is fake, you know, quit while you're ahead, by the way.
Yeah. I mean, we all know it's fake, but that doesn't change the fact that we find it entertaining. I mean, it's not news to us that it's fake. If you say, oh, wrestling's fake, it's not going to absolutely devastate us and break our hearts. We already know that. It's not rocket science. We understand that. But what I will say about that is, it's the same thing like Coronation Street's fake. It's people playing characters. EastEnders is fake. It's people playing characters. Emmerdale's fake. It's people playing... Anything where an actor is playing a different character but themselves on something, it's fake. So you can say that about pretty much anything that's on TV.
Well, you could say that about the athletes that compete at the Olympics. They're fake as well, you know.
Yeah, exactly. So, like, you know...
But that's a different debate.
Exactly. So it's pointless getting on to that discussion, because you could literally say anything that's on TV apart from, like, documentaries or something that's based on real life, basically, it's fake. But anyway, Raleigh says, it's Raleigh from UK, like the stream. Are you in UK, Tom Burns, like me, or USA? I'm in the UK. You should really tell by my accent, but... he says, which match are you looking forward to? Mine's tag match. Hope Riot Squad or Lana Naomi win. Well, I want the Riot Squad to win, but my prediction for that was Carmella and Billie Kay. What match am I looking forward to the most? I'd say equally Sasha Banks, Bianca Belair, Seth Rollins, Cesaro. They're you know, equally I'm looking forward to them. He says, Raleigh says,
to the triple threat match,
yeah,
for the title,
yeah,
for the Universal title.
Yeah. Raleigh says, I meant to say I don't know one person who doesn't like... All right, okay. Right, so he says, if you watch wrestling since 92, so proper wrestling fan, it's scripted like a soap. It's not fake. Don't say that to Randy Orton if you heard about him and Soulja Boy. Oh, I know. I saw that Twitter that Twitter argument that he had with Soulja Boy. Oh, it was so entertaining. I love Randy Orton, honestly. He literally doesn't hold anything back when it comes to Twitter. He just says anything he wants to say. But yeah, thank you for joining us, Raleigh. You know, nice for somebody to be joining us for once that actually likes watching these kind of streams and is not asking me to show it. So thank you for joining me. Ethan is continuing to count down the minutes to WrestleMania. So, yes.
We're about 2 minutes away.
I am quickly, before the show starts, going to run down and just get myself a drink. And then I'll be back ready for the start of
I'll
WrestleMania.
keep everyone entertained whilst you're away.
I just want to know if John's actually going to join us for the start of the show. Because he said at 12 when I rang him he wasn't ready. So I'll send him a message. Maybe he's too tired.
Well, I'll keep everyone entertained whilst you're away, getting some food, and yes, to everyone else, you know, now would be the time to go for your toilet break or grab your food and your refreshments, and then strap yourselves in for the next few hours. For night one of WrestleMania 37, and you know, for the first time in a long time, we're going to have a crowd in front of us, ladies and gentlemen. 20,000 people in Raymond James Stadium, home of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, where the Super Bowl was held earlier this year, which of course was won by the home team, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, led by Tom Brady and former WWE 24/7 champ Rob Gronkowski, the Gronk. So, tell us in the chat, what are you most looking forward to tonight? Which match are you looking forward to? Who are you looking forward to seeing? What's your predictions? Any surprises? Do you think there's going to be any surprise returns or appearances? Let us know in the chat. And a good evening to you all, wherever you're streaming from. To those of you who are brand new, welcome to this stream. This is Tom Burns' stream. My name's Brahma. I'm one of the moderators. Tom's just nipped out for a break, just to gather some refreshments, and he does this stream from time to time. Watching the wrestling shows, and just giving his commentary as the show takes place. Please, if you're just coming in for the first time, if you could have a read of the pinned comments about some of the house rules. We can't broadcast any portion of this show for copyright reasons. I think that much should be very obvious to all of you. So please don't ask us repeatedly to do that. Also, please don't use this as an opportunity to advertise things, advertising your personal websites or pages or merchandise or businesses or anything like that. And don't spam with, nonsense or anything like that, please. And finally, please don't excessively swear or use vulgar language at anyone or the mods or myself or anyone, really. It's not a PG chat by any means. We like a bit, we have a bit of casual swearing here and there, but please don't be rude or intimidating or threatening to anybody else. Anybody doing that, we'll just ban you straight away. There's no recourse on that. There's no second chances on that. And also, repeatedly ignoring our polite requests, will result in you being muted from the page and the stream and possibly being banned from the page. And we don't really want to do that. We're all adults here. We're all grown people here. And also, when you're typing things, stop and think for a moment. Your friends or your family might be reading that. You don't want to type something that makes you look stupid or that's rude or anything like that. Friends or your family.
Oh, Wrestlemania!
And we are by
Don't you dare be sour! Clap for your world famous two-time UKW champ and feel a little bit of power. Hello, guys.
Hello. Tom seems to have stepped out. We have Vince McMahon on the concourse with the superstars, welcoming us all to WrestleMania.
Awesome. We're also joined tonight, Brahma, by the one and only Big Bad Albert Strongman. How do?
As we emerge from this dreadful pandemic, on behalf of our entire WB family,
And this is a nice touch, seeing Vince McMahon addressing the audience and the entire roster out. And iconic welcome to WrestleMania catchphrase, which was very a popular in the 80s and the early 90s. So, it really does feel like a homecoming of sorts for WWE. What would you say about that?
Yeah, it's Vince coming out is obviously a big
Right, I'm back.
thing. WrestleMania.
Right, Riley says, it started soon it's legal to show it your channel, get banned. Hate it when people say, can you show it? Yeah, so do I. If you got a chocolate and drink, we're really looking forward to it. Well, yeah, I have got chocolate and a drink, actually. I've got chocolate meant to say, sorry. Hope Cesaro wins, Bayley return, and Becky Lynch and Charlotte wait. And see, love Bailey so unfair. She's doing nothing.
Hello, Mr. Burns.
Hello, John. I didn't think you were going to be joining us for a second.
Oh, I mean, don't you worry. I've been here for 5 minutes. Me and Brown have just been putting the worlds to right. Me and Brown are actually going to have a chippy on a pole match.
Yeah, we'll do that. We'll do that in the pre-show tomorrow. We've been building up.
No,
to this
we're not
for some time
on the
now.
pre-show, mate. You're against Bruce Sheila. You're not on the pre-show, mate. You're on the card.
Okay. It's like that.
Right, we'll be second on the card, which is probably the worst match on the card. But we're no less. We're on the card. It means we're on the big money.
You mean when everyone goes, everyone's gone for their toilet break?
Yeah, they watch the first match and they go, right, we're going to go a quick peek because it's match number 2. And then...
You mean when everyone goes, just to say, Tom, whilst you're out, just, rousing the troops, as it were.
Yeah.
Just reminding everyone of, the house rules, welcoming new members.
Yeah, I mean, we spoke about it beforehand. As I said, anybody being disruptive, don't care who you are. You could be family for all I care. You're done. You know, I'm not having it. Not tonight of all nights. Definitely not. But anyway, let's move on from that. The show's about to start.
I hope your family aren't going to come on and do that, but okay.
Huh?
I hope your family aren't going to come on and kick off.
Well, I don't think they will, but my point is, even if you are family, you're getting banned. That's how serious I am. That was my point. They won't. My family won't come on here and disrupt, but that's my point.
With all due respect, your family didn't strike me as that. From what you've said of your family, they don't strike me as the type that would do that.
No, they won't. But you get my point. Ethan says Tom's from Oldham. His first word was a casual swear word.
Do you know what I think his family would do?
Sorry, what did you say, John?
Whilst you were out, Tom, I don't know if you saw it, but you missed a nice touch at the beginning. We had Vince McMahon on the ramp with all the superstars from both rosters. Some of them in suit, and he was just addressing the crowd, and he did his iconic "Welcome to Wrestlemania" tagline. So it felt like a homecoming of sorts from the WWE.
Will there be a crowd for Raw?
No, it's just WrestleMania. They're still very much going to have the rest of the pay-per-views and Raws and SmackDowns up until, I think, October, time is still going to be in the Thunderdome.
Wow. So basically, it's book out a big stadium or go bust.
Pretty much.
So that means they might even start doing Raw from big stadiums. Why not? From Raymond James Stadium. Bang.
Raymond James.
Question is Bad Bunny going over?
Yeah, he'll win.
I see WrestleMania with the...
But I don't think he'll be involved much in the match. It'll be more Damien Priest than anything.
He wouldn't be there, would he?
So excited for this, honestly. The fans being back and a big stadium again. Feels like it's been a lifetime since we've seen this. I'm so glad they're doing this for WrestleMania this year, though, and they didn't just have WrestleMania in the Thunderdome, which they easily could have done. I'm so glad they went all out for it.
I think my stream might be a little bit behind, but I mean, fireworks. Are they going to have some fireworks?
I mean, I've not even seen the fireworks yet, so you're ahead of me, I think.
No fireworks.
No fireworks as of yet, anyway.
Hogan for life, though.
Hogan for life.
Obviously, I think the reason.
Well, I bet Hogan kicks it off. I bet Hogan kicks WrestleMania off because he's the host.
Stadium's looking I like what they've done with the lighting. They've obviously shadowed some of the bigger, seats in the higher tier, so to make it look full. But
Austin's coming out.
That glass break's amazing.
What's that?
The glass break for Austin's music.
So good to see fans again, honestly.
Absolutely. A lot there.
Yeah, 20,000.
5,000.
Hogan's in the crowd.
Wrestlemania.
They're not social distancing much though, as far as I can see.
Coming out with Austin.
Which I kind of disagree with, but
I want that guy's face back, but it'll be at least $20. It's not worth it. WWE will. Who's going to open WrestleMania, Tom?
well, we already know it's going to be Drew and Bobby.
it's Drew and Bobby
What?
kicking off.
We've got to wait for them to come out.
No, but they always have an opener, don't they? Not an opening match. They always have an opening segment.
It'll
Yeah,
be
they
Hulk
got-
Hogan.
oh,
It'll be
okay,
Hulk
segment.
Hogan because he's the host. Hulk Hogan and Titus will come out. I bet you.
Who, Hogan?
Yeah. Hogan's the
Well,
host.
Hogan and Titus O'Neil are hosting.
Huh?
I didn't know. Is he going to come out as New World Order Hogan, though?
No idea. But I guess
The
that
audience behind-
I guess
the
that's
audience
what
behind
they're
the-
gonna do to kick off.
The audience behind the commentary team seems distracted by something.
Stadium.
I mean, they are just
Oh, you
focusing
know,
on the commentary
it's
team. They
just-
bit like nothing's happening. Like the commentary team are just talking. They don't usually focus this much on the commentary team, so they're obviously trying to delay for some reason.
Yeah, the fans are leaving.
The fans are off, guys. The fans are leaving.
Oh, damn, it's raining again. They're all getting up out their seats.
Bad Bunny. No, we've got a lid on the stadium.
Oh no, they're coming back now. The fans, I
Put
think.
that tap over the stadium.
These will all be off the shoot now, these ones, these interviews.
Shane O'Mac.
And here's Shane McMahon. Shane. It's all about the money. Money, money, money. Sorry for my singing talents, but...
It's been interesting. You seem to have been poking fun, calling him kind of what one may say bullying.
So, waiting for things to pick up, why don't we talk about what our earliest WrestleMania memories are? John, why don't you go first?
WrestleMania 9.
Same.
One of my big memories I remember, and I didn't really know much about wrestling at the time. I remember Crush versus. I remember this whole scenario the whole show quite well. I remember watching Crush versus Doink the Clown. I remember watching Hogan team up Hogan and Brutus Beefcake. I think it was against Money Inc. I remember Undertaker versus Gonzalez, and I remember Bret Hart versus Yokozuna, and Hogan coming out at the end for the spoils.
Yeah, well, I mean, I was, I didn't really get the whole Hulk Hogan playing his political card at the time when I was younger. All I cared about was Hulk Hogan came out, won the title, and that was it. And this was obviously back in the days before we all knew what we now know about Hulk Hogan, so the less said about that, the better. But I certainly didn't watch that live. I don't think my parents would have ever allowed me to have stayed up that when I was that young to watch something live. I watched that on the good old VHS back in the day. The first WrestleMania I actually stayed up to watch live was WrestleMania 14, which, as you all remember, I believe that was Stone Cold beating Shawn Michaels. The heel turn by Mike Tyson turning on Shawn.
which one was that? 14.
Believe that was 14.
What about you, Ross? What's your first WrestleMania memory?
Can't even think. What was it?
But so my earliest WrestleMania memory was WrestleMania 9. I watched live was 14, and I've only actually attended one WrestleMania, which was WrestleMania 31.
Can't even think.
Have you ever been to Mania?
No.
Brahma just said he's been to 31. Did you say?
WrestleMania 31, yeah.
What was the biggest match on that card that night? Was that Rock Cena?
Yeah, it was Brock versus Roman Reigns, and then Seth Rollins cashed in and left with the title.
Oh, that was that one. God, was that the same one as Daniel Bryan? No, Daniel Bryan was WrestleMania 30, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was the year before. But it looks like it's all kicking off backstage with Drew McIntyre and Bobby Lashley.
Oh, spear by Brock Lesnar. I know. Oh my God. I'm just playing with it. They're just filling in for time now, basically. Just because, obviously, the issue with the stadium. So all the wrestlers are going to pile on this set now, one after another, just to burn a load of time away. And they've probably been preempted for this. What do you think, Tom?
What? Sorry, say again?
They're all basically taking turns to come onto this camera shot
Yeah.
to burn some time while they.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah. I'm hoping that it won't take too long for the programming to resume. I mean, this is the issue with hosting WrestleManias outside these days. I mean, this kind of thing can happen. I mean, I know that WrestleMania is so big now that you couldn't really host it inside anymore because there's not any stadium that's really big enough.
So Drew has effectively confirmed that because of the weather, they're trying to prolong the backstage segment for as long as possible. So, not the best of starts to WrestleMania, ladies and gentlemen, but, they're doing what they can to keep us all entertained. But, keep your predictions coming in, guys. Keep share us your memories of WrestleMania. What was your first WrestleMania moment? What's your greatest WrestleMania moment? Tom, what would you say is your greatest WrestleMania moment?
My greatest WrestleMania moment, and that is a good question. I'd say my greatest WrestleMania moment, and it might seem a bit controversial to name him, but my best WrestleMania moment was seeing the end of WrestleMania 20, Eddie and Chris Benoit both as champions, both emotional, such a memorable moment. I know Chris Benoit shouldn't really be mentioned for so many different reasons, but that is just a very memorable, my most memorable moment, to be honest.
Well, for me, my favourite WrestleMania moment, this is an odd one. As a big WCW fan back in the day, and the primary driving reason for me wanting to go to WrestleMania was just seeing Sting walk out to the WrestleMania, which is something that, John, I know you're a big WCW fan back in the day as well. I'm sure you'll appreciate this. It's something we never thought we would ever see. Sting not only appearing in a WWE ring, but appearing in a WrestleMania ring. That was extraordinary in a way.
Was that 31 against Triple H?
Yeah, WrestleMania 31.
Oh, one I remember that stuff. It was Terminator, wasn't it? With the Terminator school.
Exactly, yeah. And I suppose, although, it was behind closed doors and it's going to be remembered for all the wrong reasons, but finally seeing a British WWE World Heavyweight Champion in Drew McIntyre last year, I think that's a great thing for British wrestling fans. Finally we got one of our own, win the title. That was great.
Yeah, finally.
John, what about you? What would you say is like your greatest WrestleMania moments?
I love the same as Albert. I love the with Shawn and Taker. Like nothing beats them. For shock value, obviously you've got to look at the streak being broken. And another feel-good moment was the Daniel Bryan WrestleMania 30 story. They did that so perfect. That WrestleMania 30 build-up was probably one of the most best executed storylines with a good outcome, and then also to get it finished on the big stage that they could probably ever do. They'll never replicate that to the same. They did try it with Kofi a couple of years later, well, a few years later, and they did a good job, but they never quite hit the same heights.
And Ethan has said that his biggest greatest moment was that, I don't know whether he thought it's a great thing, but the retirement of Ric Flair. But
Michael.
Tom, as we pointed out the other night, it wasn't quite a retirement, was it, for Ric Flair?
Michael, that was an awful joke.
He started wrestling again in TNA, but that was a memorable moment.
Yeah.
But I suppose, for all of us, if we're going to say the significant moment in WrestleMania history, how can we argue against anything but the streak ending at WrestleMania 30? That is, that was like an earthquake to the system, as it were, a shock to the system. John, what were your memories of seeing the streak come to an end?
I remember that black dude with the t-shirt what said "Just Say Yes" on it.
His eyes popping
and his
out.
mouth eyes open. And I made a meme on the internet. I made a meme on Facebook and I put it on, and I put that moment when you've just put your house on Undertaker winning at WrestleMania, and then. No, I don't think anyone could. Everyone was it a false count? Is that the true result? Was there something happened? If you look at the camera work, everyone was just looking around as if to say, "That's not it. It can't be it. It can't be. It can't be."
You didn't know if it was a workout, a real or fake, or what, do you?
Yeah. And then there was that. This isn't a WrestleMania moment, but they had a match not long after, didn't they? And Taker sat up, and Brock Lesnar sat up. No, Brock Lesnar sat up, and Taker sat up, and then he was laughing. They were laughing at each other. That as well, isn't it?
Brock laughing and Taker started laughing in Brock's face.
But it's him.
Oh, we've got somebody else in the background. Who's that, John, with you?
Albert.
Evening, Albert. How you doing?
Not bad, mate.
Good. Just waiting for WrestleMania to start properly. Looks like we're going to get about an hour or so of backstage segments.
Pretty much.
So we're hearing from Kevin Owens, but his match isn't.
Looks like everyone on the roster's going to get their moment in the spotlight.
I was going to say, we're hearing from Kevin Owens, but his match isn't even until tomorrow night, so they're just killing time now, obviously. Ethan says the best WrestleMania build-up to a main event was the first match between The Rock and Cena. Well, yeah. I mean, you can't really beat it. I mean, they built it up over a full year. Yeah.
Well, I mean, if you think about it, it's stretched out over 3 WrestleManias.
I know,
The Rock and
yeah.
John Cena's feud.
Ethan says as well, the Undertaker streak end would have been mine, but since Taker has lost at Mania, since it kind of takes away from the first time he lost. Well, yeah, I mean, I suppose, yeah.
I always thought this is going to sound like a strange thing to say, but I always felt that Roman Reigns' victory over Taker was more hard-hitting, because that genuinely felt like the end of an era. That felt like the passing of the torch, as it were. If that makes sense to you guys. Do you get what I'm trying to say there, John?
Yeah.
Because the streak ending, the streak ended, but then watching him get beaten the way he did by Roman Reigns, and then being able to do his usual moves, not being able to sit up, and getting beaten pretty soundly,
Oh dear, he's proper chucking it down. Look at that.
Look at that, Ray. Guys, look at. sorry to bother you. Look at the rain behind Michael.
I know.
What's plowing
Wow, look at that.
onto the outside of the
The
ring.
stadium's empty as well. Those are all the cardboard cutouts. Wow, will you look at that?
I hope it
And I
stops.
thought it was
Get
bad.
the tents, guys.
I thought it was bad when I was at WrestleMania 31 and with the searing heat, you know, for 7 hours because basically we had to wait for like 2 hours outside the stadium and then he had about 5 hours inside with the pre-show and everything. Wow. This WrestleMania is going to be
The washout.
washout mania at this stage.
No, I don't do that.
Oh, no. I've got a better name rather than washout mania. Wrestlemania. That's
Oh,
what I'm trying to
why? Michael Cole made that joke. Such an awful joke. Michael Cole made that joke, and I just face palmed.
Is it USB-C or is it USB thingy?
Do any of you remember the WrestleMania song that came out in the early 90s?
No.
1 second, guys.
No, that's right. Tom, I don't know if you remember the WrestleMania song that came out in the early 90s.
No, I didn't know. I don't know it now.
Have a YouTube of it. I'm not sure if you can play it in the background.
I very highly doubt it.
Simon Cowell was actually the producer of that track.
Well, okay.
So, before the days of the X Factor and American Idol and Pop Idol, you know, he was best known for getting #1 hits with the likes of Westlife, the Teletubbies, and the WWE Superstars. Welcome to Wrestlemania. But at this rate, Tom, Wrestlemania looks like it's going down the Wrestlemania. Sorry, I've got to make the corny jokes. I've got to keep people entertained. Sorry, do you like the pun that I did there? Going down the Wrestlemania.
No, I didn't. Ethan says, in fact, I changed mine. Mine is the end of the era match as my best moment. I mean, that is a very memorable moment.
End of an era? Oh, Shawn Michaels.
Taker, Triple H.
Oh, no, take Triple H, sorry. I do beg your pardon. Here's a joke for you. What do you call a wrestling show involving loads of geniuses?
Don't know.
Wrestlebrania.
Oh, God. I mean, this gets worse.
I know. I can just imagine, you know, a battle royal between 30 Albert Einsteins fighting over the Nobel Prize.
Seth Rollins keeps calling Cesaro Sazaro.
You might have to do less matches tonight. Rush through.
Yeah, we're already half an hour in, guys, and we haven't had a match yet.
Brahma, we've just had a phone call from Vince. Chippy on the pole is ready to go in the performance centre.
Oh man, I'll just board my private jet and I'll be there in about half an hour. Good thing I haven't eaten already then.
He's told me I've got to go to the Chinese Chippy on way down. Pick up the Chippy. Hey.
What is them sunglasses about that John Morrison's got on?
Just make sure no vinegar on no vinegar on my chips, please. I just like salt on mine. But don't worry, I can salt my chips with the salt from me tears when you've lost.
Mania Plus, a two-time great legend, the only one in this company, and the mayor of Slamtown. If we call for the greatest tag team of the
Well, you know what, guys? Performance Center might have been the best idea, to be honest.
I mean, I have to charge you. I put it on Oakland.
What do you think, Tom?
It's like about 5 intelligence against full charge. It's a fast charge, so it shouldn't do that hard. Well, look, some forms don't charge there, you know what?
Tom,
What?
are you still there?
Yeah. Yeah.
I was saying, at this rate, staying in the Performance Center might have been the best idea.
Well, they're getting started now.
Are they getting started?
Yep, they've just made the announcement apparently. Ethan says chip in a pole match, special guest ref Brahma, but no, Brahma's gonna be in the match. If anybody's gonna be the special guest ref, it's gonna be me.
Oh, our match doesn't need any ref.
Well, I suppose not. I'll be on commentary then. So yeah, they are building up the Bobby Drew match now, so it looks like we are getting started. I just hope there's no further delays now.
Imagine if they'd have to call off the match halfway through. That would be ridiculous.
Yeah, I would. I mean, to be fair, this WrestleMania's not even had any matches yet, and it's already gone down in history. Gone down in history as the only WrestleMania that's ever been delayed by rain.
You got a feel for the government, the local government of Tampa Bay, though. For 2 years on the bounce, WrestleMania's been botched.
Hmm. So we're seconds away from seeing our first entrances in front of a crowd in more than a year. And for the first time in over a year, seeing entrances in a proper stadium. God, I've been streaming for an hour and a half and we've not even had a first match yet. Fucking hell.
I'm just going to switch my devices that I'm going to call you on, so just give me a moment. I'm just going to log out and I'll come back in.
Okay.
There's this thing called the Big.
Yeah, I've got Big on this. And also in Arden, she got it on hers, she's got on this. Whatever it is.
But there's that Streamlogic on here.
Oh, you connect it to that?
Yeah, but you get the PC version.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, here we go.
First match.
Looks like it.
Rock fans being involved on.
The back. The back.
I'm so excited for this. Entrances in front of a crowd for the first time in over a year. This will be good.
I love that thing.
Which one?
I wouldn't wear it, I just love it. I should have said just one Tom's video, just give it a like and text. Just get whatever if it's on.
Yeah, here we go.
No, I
Oh, here we go. The hosts are coming out.
Give me a hell yeah!
Thank you for the follow, Ross.
I said give me a hell yeah!
I won't be on for ages to my phone.
Here we go. One of the hosts is coming out. And then we're going to have Hulk Hogan coming out in a minute.
I've heard Titus has got something hidden under the ring.
Listen to the 20,000 fans for Hulk Hogan. I told you they'd start with these two. Are you back, Brahma?
I'm back, yeah.
Yeah, I told you we'd kick off with Hulk and Titus.
Oh, here we
Oh, because he said he hated it, didn't he?
Yeah,
Ross says, good old Hogan.
Titus. Oh, that's why he was worried.
Nice to hear natural crowd noise instead of the pumped in stuff.
Easton, I just want to say, you said chip in a poor match special guest, Brahma. It's me against Brahma, and the special guest ref is Tom. Interference from Ross.
Sean, evening, mate. Sorry I'm late. Hope you're good. When you're going to do a call? Well, we're all on call at the moment, Sean, on Messenger. If you want to join the watch party, it's up to you. You're more than welcome. Just let me know and I'll add you to the group. Wow, Titus is so hyped. Tell you something, brother. Oh no, Titus.
No neighbours are shagging
The stadium looks amazing, doesn't it, Tom? Nice. You can believe it delayed 30 minutes. Typical first time fans back. Yeah, I know, Rally.
Bang, 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 bang.
Titus is so hyped. Wow. Where do I go for the phone stream? Well, it's on Messenger, so if you want to be in it, I'll add you to the group. Just let me know. I think it's Drew. Yeah, it is Drew versus Bobby first. Yeah. One watching. That's good. Oh, here we go. What you gonna do? Right, Sean wants to be in this. Yeah. I love every man. I am a real American. I'm not watching, Tom. Can you see all the fans in the stadium? Hopefully they're loud for the wrestlers. Yeah, I can. But Sean, I've added you to the group, so you join the call when you're ready.
She went
here we go with the first.
Join the call, Sean. There we go, Drew McIntyre.
If you think about it, like a wrestling, different platforms, so it should be all break
Your stream went off. Yeah, I'm back. Yeah, cool bet. That feels nice for wrestlers fans. 24,000. No, 20,000, I think. Look at them fireworks. Right. Can everybody just leave this call a minute? And then I'll start it up again. See if Sean can join. Leave the call, John. John's here. So it's Brahma. Still no Sean.
Hello, mate, it's me. Yeah, there's nothing on here, mate. No phone symbol or nothing, so I don't know what's going on, dude.
Hello?
Hello? Hello, mate.
Alright, I don't know what's going on.
I ain't got a clue, mate. Usually, when you do it, there's like a phone symbol, isn't there, where you could just do it. But
Yeah,
I click on the three dots, and there's just nothing at all, mate.
right.
I don't know if it's my phone. So whether it's just because of my phone, it's only Xperia, but it should be. Not too sure. How you been anyway?
Fine, thank you.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Family and that are good, all, yeah?
Yeah, fine, yeah.
That's good. Suppose you ain't watched the Dirty Sanchez, have you, yet?
No. I'm useless. Oh, it's still raining. I can see the rain.
Was it 4 months? 4 months ago I told you that.
I know. I'm useless.
You're sat there watching the wrestling. I'm sat here watching Alvida St. Pet.
Are you not watching WrestleMania? No.
I can't get it, mate.
All right.
Cause I've got my Sky, but yeah, my fucking I don't because it costs on Sky to watch it. It's like 20 quid or something. So yeah, I'll probably watch it on the YouTube and that later.
It's still raining. There was a rain delay, and it's still raining now. I can see it.
Still what?
There was a rain delay, and it's still.
Oh yeah, there was. Oh yeah, I've seen something like that on Facebook.
Yeah,
Chris Jericho
the show started at 1 o'clock as usual. Weren't
it something to do with lightning? Like a thunder or something, apparently.
Yeah, there was. Yeah, it was a sort of storm, but
Yeah.
yeah, it was. But
how long extra did it take for them to do it?
Well, half an hour they delayed the show. I mean, the show started at the same time, but they just had a load of backstage segments for half an hour, and then they finally managed to get on with it.
Bloody hell. Christ. You would have thought they would have been a bit better prepared, you know what I mean? You know, like, you know, it's the WWE at the end of the day. I mean, you know, as silly as it sounds, but surely you would have had people going, right, you know, it's an open top stadium. You know, let's check the forecast. It's a multi-billion-dollar company, and it's like they just can't even do the simplest of things.
No, I know what you mean.
As long as it's on now, and the fans are there, there's some 20,000.
20,000 fans, yeah.
See, at least we've got the fans back, mate.
Yeah, it's good to see the fans. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, it's a lot better, isn't it? It's so much better.
Yeah.
Absolutely so much better. Watching the same bloody Thunderdome every week, it's got a little bit too much.
Yeah.
I wonder if are they gonna do that with AEW then? Because I've seen that they're gonna bring them back at the Palace or whatever it is.
I don't know. I've not heard much about that, to be honest.
Well, every sport, they're all doing it now, aren't they? They're bringing in like a couple of thousand people just to see how it goes.
Yeah. Right.
So hopefully soon.
Yeah. Right. I'm gonna have. I don't know what's going on because I've tried adding the other guys that were on call with me into our call and it's not working either. So I've got to try and figure this out.
Right, figure it out, mate. Just give us a message when you've done it, mate.
All right. Let me figure it out and I'll get back to you.
All right then, mate.
Let me just create a new group. Brahma, DJ, Sean. Next, create new. Wrestling. Watch. Party. Well, this match has been very one-sided at the moment. Bobby is dominating this match. So I'm not talking much. I'm just trying to figure this out. Brahma and John are always managing to get into the calls, but I've added Sean, and Sean doesn't seem to get the phone calls. Apart from when I'm phoning him on my own, he doesn't seem to get the phone calls. So So I'm just going to leave it for now because nobody seems to want to join. It's just going from bad to worse this stream, innit? First WrestleMania gets delayed and now this. I just don't get it. See, the simplest way to do it would be Discord, but I know Brahma doesn't have Discord, and and Sean doesn't have Discord. So I mean, it's very easy to download and make an account. You know what I mean? It's very easy. It's free. It'd just be a case of them doing it because John has it, I have it. It would just be a case of them two doing it, and there wouldn't be any problems then. I can guarantee it. Discord is definitely without a doubt the best place to do calls and stuff. Better than Messenger. But we'll figure out after this match anyway. Let's get into this match. And then we'll figure it out. Good for you, Lisa. Hello? Hello? Rama?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, yeah.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Sorry about that. A few technical issues on my end.
No, it's
but,
fine. There's technical difficulties all over the place at the moment.
Been enjoying the match.
Yeah, it's been a decent match.
The match so far. Not quite the one-sided affair I predicted that was going to happen, but given that the weather has been a bit temperamental all evening, I think they're just trying to get as much entertainment for the fans as they can, really.
Yeah. Don't know why John's not coming back.
But I think that could be what's dropping the signal, and I do need to get my internet upgraded to a faster speed, but So it's interesting how they've done this. All the fans are just on the ringside seating, it seems.
Yeah.
And I think the intention was they were going to they had the cardboard cutouts all in the stands, but I think what they've purposely done is darken the lights so it gives the illusion of a full stadium. That's number one. And number two, obviously because of the rain, I guess a lot of those cardboard are gone soggy.
Yeah.
But one of the worst things about being in the ringside seats, unless if you're at the back of the ringside seats, you're not going to be able to see a thing. And you're pretty much going to have to stand.
Oh, he is right. There's no call thing. That's strange. Must be his phone.
Having faced Brock Lesnar and Lashley, though, fighting out of it, McIntyre didn't have it nearly locked in enough. McIntyre is in a very, very Bobby Lashley.
But yeah, this match has been better than I thought it would be. I still think Drew's got this. Oh, was going for the Claymore. Lashley reverses. What a move.
No, they're building up to a Drew win here. You can tell. Another one. It's going to do it a third time.
Oh, Bobby kicks out.
This match has ended up being surprisingly better than I thought it would
Yeah,
be.
that same for me as well. One, I didn't think it'd be as long as this, and two, I thought it wouldn't be as good as this.
Well, I thought it was going to be one-sided. I thought it was going to be very quick, one-sided. But they're really giving it 100% tonight. Ooh, ducks. Is this no count out?
I'm not sure.
It would be a late in the match if he won by count out or something.
Bobby Lashley looking for the hurt lock. Oh, he's got it. No.
But you know Drew's not going to tap out. Look at Drew hulking up. Bobby Lashley's going to tap. Lashley's going to tap.
No, I don't think he'll tap. Doesn't seem like an ending to me.
Lashley's going to tap. He's going to tap. Oh, gets to the rope.
Oh, Glasgow Kiss, what a move. Oh. Oh. McIntyre's going down. Oh no, he's powering out. Come on, McIntyre. I don't know why I'm cheering for McIntyre. I want Bobby to win, but I don't want it to end like this. Who do I think will win the title matches? Well, I think Drew's going to win this title match. I think Sasha Banks will win the Bianca Belair match. And I think AJ Styles and Omos will win the Raw Tag Team titles. Bobby's won.
Bobby Lashley retains.
Well, my predictions are wrong. I'm glad about that, though.
That was a dominant performance, really.
They're really putting that the Hurt Lock over, aren't they? They're making it seem like nobody can get out of it.
It's kind of the new NWO, isn't it?
Hmm. I think they're all pretty much predictable, to be honest. They're not predictable at all, Sean. I mean, I thought it was predictable that Drew was going to win this match and Bobby won. I found it very difficult to predict the Sasha Banks Bianca Belair match because it's that unpredictable. The Raw Tag Team Championship match, yes, that's predictable in my opinion.
I mean, given that they've started off with a heel retaining the title, I think that's going to bode well for faces to win their respective matches. So I think Sasha could well get her win. I mean, Bianca will get her win. Or maybe Sasha does a bit of a heel turn. Maybe day one is about the heels and day two faces.
Oh, Bayley.
It's Bayley. As if they don't know who she is.
That's not nice though. That's kind of burying Bayley in a way.
And Hulk Hogan Hogan just doesn't get anything.
Hey, do you see how Hulk Hogan went off with Titus then instead of going off with the rest of the NWO? They're properly
So, what would you give that match a rating? I'd give that about a 6.5 out of 10.
I was going to say about a 6 out of 10.
It was a good opening match.
Nobody until Lesnar's return.
I think it was the right result. Up until today, I was saying that I thought Bobby would win. I changed my mind today, but I'm glad that they stuck with Bobby
Yeah.
and give him a bit of a long run with the title, because eventually he will drop the title against Drew. Whether that's going to happen at Backlash or... but, you know, I've said to you a number of times...
there's John.
Hello, is it working now?
It's working now, yeah.
It's working.
It's the three
Yeah,
of
but I've
us.
said...
Yeah, okay, you keep thinking that, Lisa.
How many have we got in chat?
We got 6.
Who's here with us?
Oh, well, I was going to say we
Who's
got
in
6.
this voice call?
Oh, it's me. I'm here. I'm here.
Robert, John, Tom.
That's it.
Oh, I thought
Just the three
I
of
thought you were
us.
getting somebody else.
Yeah, I was trying to, but it's not working.
Oh, well.
So, just us three still.
Okay, no problem.
Wrestlemania.
Yeah, disco. Lan. I want to go on Rev.
Nice to hear the crowd reaction. They got moves.
I thought that for a second, but I don't think it was.
Oh, my stream's gone down on Facebook.
You can't beat WWE for just the production team. AEW can't compete with that. That's what they've got, but they've got the talent. It's kind of like WCW. It always felt a bit